Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Perkenalkan, nama saya Diah Ayu Nugraheni, salah satu dosen di program studi Pendidikan Bahasa Inggris, Fakultas Keguruan dan Ilmu Pendidikan di Universitas Islam Jember. Pada kesempatan yang berbahagia ini, saya akan menjelaskan salah satu mata kuliah yang saya ampu, yaitu mata kuliah Paragraph Writing. Mata kuliah ini merupakan mata kuliah wajib program studi yang terdiri dari 2 SKS yang berada pada semester 2 dengan kode KBIB 08. Tujuan dari mata kuliah ini adalah melatih kemampuan menulis mahasiswa yang memberikan pemahaman mengenai menulis paragraf yang meliputi definisi, hakikat, bentuk, jenis-jenis komponen dalam paragraf. Selain itu, pembahasan mengenai struktur kalimat, struktur paragraf, tata bahasa, kosakata, dan menyusun ide atau pokok bahasan dalam paragraf. Sebagai seorang dosen, saya telah menerapkan tridharma perguruan tinggi, salah satunya pada bidang pengajaran. Materi yang akan saya berikan pada mata kuliah Paragraph Writing mengacu pada capaian pembelajaran lulusan. Dari CPL menurunkan 4 CPMK, kemudian dari CPMK menurunkan 11 sub CPMK. Kemudian dari 11 sub CPMK ini akan dibagi menjadi 16 pertemuan dengan rincian 14 tatap muka, 1 UTS, dan 1 UAS. Untuk CPL pada mata kuliah ini terdiri dari 4 aspek, yakni sikap, keterampilan umum, keterampilan khusus, serta pengetahuan. Untuk mendukung kegiatan pembelajaran, saya menggunakan beberapa literatur, baik itu dari buku maupun jurnal ilmiah. Untuk capaian pembelajaran pada proses pembelajaran yang dilakukan, saya menerapkan student-centered learning, di mana pembelajaran berpusat pada mahasiswa. Dalam memaksimalkan metode ini, saya menerapkan model collaborative writing, di mana sintak pembelajaran ini terdiri dari pembentukan kelompok, penetapan tujuan, pembagian tugas, pelaksanaan pembelajaran, evaluasi, dan pengawasan, serta umpan balik. Pada akhir mata kuliah ini, mahasiswa diharapkan mampu menyusun dan membuat tulisan yang terdiri dari beberapa tipe-tipe paragraf seperti deskriptif, proses, naratif, comparison contrast, cause effect, dan opinion paragraf, yang kemudian akan dikumpulkan menjadi portofolio untuk setiap mahasiswa, di mana mata kuliah ini nantinya akan menjadi prasyarat dalam melanjutkan mata kuliah writing skill di semester berikutnya. Selain itu, untuk mendukung mata kuliah ini, saya menggunakan aplikasi, salah satunya adalah Instagram, yang digunakan oleh mahasiswa untuk memposting foto voice yang berisi gambar dan tulisan mereka sebagai writing project mingguan. Kemudian untuk platform LMS yang saya gunakan adalah e-learning, di mana dalam platform ini mahasiswa dapat mengunduh materi, lembar kerja, kemudian mahasiswa juga bisa mengupload tugas serta mengisi absensi kehadiran. Selanjutnya, terkait dengan assessment ataupun penilaian yang saya gunakan dalam mata kuliah ini dilakukan secara transparan dan objektif. Untuk indikator penilaian yang saya gunakan meliputi kehadiran 10%, tugas 25%, keaktifan 15%, UTS 25%, dan UAS 25%. Selanjutnya, adapun video pengajaran yang akan disajikan dalam mata kuliah Paragraph Writing ini, saya akan menyampaikan materi pada sub CPMK ketiga, yaitu mahasiswa mampu menganalisis paragraph organization yang terdiri dari topic sentence, supporting sentences, and concluding sentence. Demikian penjelasan dari saya tentang pengajaran mata kuliah Paragraph Writing yang meliputi tujuan, capaian pembelajaran, model dan media pembelajaran, serta asesmen yang digunakan. Selamat menyaksikan video bidang pengajaran saya dengan menyajikan materi Paragraph Writing. Terima kasih. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay, good morning everyone. How are you today? I'm doing great, thank you. Okay, Who is absent today? Uswatun Hasanah. What happened to her? Oh, okay, she's sick. Oh, and also Nabila. Uswatun and Nabila cannot come today because they are sick. So we hope that they are get better soon. Okay. Okay, you can fill in the presence list in e-learning. Silahkan diisi. Okay, before we start our discussion today, let's pray together. Please, Mas Agam, lead the pray. Before we start, let's today ask praise on our common religion. Okay, thank you. Okay, today we are going to discuss about paragraph structure that containing topic sentence, supporting sentences, and concluding sentence. But before we come to this paragraph structure, let's review our material last week. Do you still remember? Yes. What are they? Okay, Mbak Lulu. Okay. Okay, types of sentences. They are compound sentence, complex sentence, compound complex sentence, and one more? Simple sentences. Good, yeah. Okay, let's recall our mind about the types of sentences. I have 4 questions here, and what you have to do is to analyze these sentences. I give you 5 minutes. Okay, time's up. Okay, let's discuss number 1. Who wants to answer number 1? Mbak Nadia, silahkan.
Sentence number 1 is compound sentence because have independent clause and dependent clause. The independent clause is the house was destroyed in the fire, and the dependent clause the whole family was saved, and the clause is an coordinate conjunction. This is but.
Okay, good. Maybe I give you a small correction. Number 1 is compound sentence, and there are 2 independent clauses. Ya, tadi Mbak Nadia mengatakan dependent, tapi keduanya adalah independent clause. Ya, dan ada kata hubung di situ, ada conjunction, yaitu but. Dan but itu adalah coordinate conjunction, ya. Maka klausa yang dihubungkan oleh but itu adalah setara, ya. Oke, next, number 2. Wants to answer? Oke, Mas Rinaldi, silahkan. Complex sentence, and there are one independent sentence. You say this is an independent sentence and 2 dependent sentence. You will say separated and that you will not write. Okay, good. Yeah. Number 2 is complex sentence. There are 3 clauses. The first independent clause, he said. Okay, and then dependent clause. The first dependent clause, he was so disappointed. And the second one is that he would not try again. Okay, next, number 3. Wants to answer number 3? Mas Naufal, silahkan.
I think the number 3 is the complex sentence.
Why?
Because this has 2 independent clause. One independent clause and 2 independent clause.
Okay, which one is independent?
Independent clause, I think the man who wrote the word among and dependent clause. Dependent clause, I think, with their hands are with their. Oh, sorry. Independent clause is the man who rule the world with their hands are there. And dependent clause is this then this who rule the world with their sword.
Okay, thank you. Okay, let's discuss this. Number 3 is complex sentence. And we have to find the independent clause and the dependent clause. Okay. Do you still remember what are the characteristics of dependent clause? Okay, it's preceded by conjunction, yeah, whether it's who, that, and then which, whose. Nah, jika ada kalimat yang didahului oleh conjunction atau kata hubung, membuat kalimat itu belum lengkap ideasnya, ya, sehingga dia disebut sebagai dependent clause. So here the dependent clause who who rule the world with their pens, and then those who rule the world with their swords. So they are the two dependent clauses. And then the independent one, the men are mightier. Okay, good. The last one, number 4. Mas Raffi, silahkan.
I think number 4 that is
Why?
because not conjunction.
There is no conjunction? How many clauses?
For one clauses, this one clause.
Okay, so number 4, there is no dependent clause. All this sentence is independent clause. Okay, thank you. Okay, next we are going to discuss the paragraph structure. Okay, in the end of the lesson, you are expected to be able to hear, number 1, identify the 3 main components of a paragraph, and then explain the functions of topic sentence, supporting sentences, and concluding sentence. And the third, collaboratively write a well-structured paragraph. And the last is evaluate peer work using a scoring rubric. Okay, let's start from the definition of a paragraph. Okay, do you know what paragraph is? Okay, you can read here. A paragraph is a group of sentences which develop one central idea. The central idea is usually in a topic sentence, and every sentence in the paragraph must help the development of the topic sentence. And please remember that one. A paragraph is only discussing one central idea. Okay. Okay, so here we come to the paragraph structure. There are 3 components. The first is topic sentence. The second one is supporting sentences. And the third is concluding sentence. Okay, here the topic sentence is the whole main idea that describe the content of the paragraph, and there is only one single idea in topic sentence. And then supporting sentences, usually they are in the content of paragraph, represent the reasons, facts, examples that develop the topic sentence. And then the last one, concluding sentence. It restates the topic sentence. Okay, now I want you to work in group. Every group consists of 3 students. Okay, these are group 1, group 2, group 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Okay, what you have to do is to compare these 2 paragraphs and decide which one has one central idea. Okay, I give you 5 minutes to read the paragraphs. Okay, do you have any problems? Everything is okay? Okay. Okay, is there any problem?
Nothing, Miss.
Okay.
Gimana, Mal?
Bagaimana? Bisa dimengerti? Ada kesulitan?
Yang mana, Mal? Yang mana, Mal? Mana? Kamu yang mana, Mal? Paragraf 1 atau 2, kan? Oh, 3, Mal.
Okay, is everything okay? Mbak Mahila?
Okay.
Okay. Okay, have you finished?
Yes.
Okay, who wants to answer? Okay, Mas Agam, silakan.
The paragraph that has one central idea is the paragraph 1
Okay, why?
because the central idea is in the first sentence. Getting enough sleep is essential for maintaining good health.
Okay.
And the paragraph 2 is not coherence. The paragraph is not coherence because the topic is not in one central idea. It has more than
Okay.
more than one ideas.
Okay, do you think that paragraph 2 has more than one single idea? Okay, good. I want to move to other group, Mbak Intan. Silakan.
Paragraph 1 focuses on the importance of getting enough sleep for maintaining mood and health, explaining its benefits for both body and mind. And paragraph 2, on the other hand, discusses the study of unrelated topics.
Okay, good ya. Paragraph 1 has one central idea. Why? We can see from the supporting sentences. Yeah. Okay, first, the topic sentence is about getting enough sleep is essential for maintaining good health. And all the supporting sentences support the main ideas in topic sentence. Let's see. Sentence number 2. It helps the body recover, boosts the immune system, and improves memory and concentration. Okay. And then how about paragraph 2? Oke, silakan dibaca dulu ya. Mungkin siapa? Mas Agam, silakan. Let's read paragraph.
I enjoy sleeping, especially on weekends. My favorite color is blue because it's calming. Cats are cute animals, and I hope to adopt one. Sometimes I eat cereal for dinner. Reading helps me relax, but I also like watching action movies. The weather was nice yesterday and we went hiking. I forgot to charge my phone last night. Coffee tastes better with milk. My brother is learning to play guitar.
Okay, thank you. So, how many ideas here in paragraph 2? Okay, let's see the relationship between the topic sentence and the other sentences. Okay, the topic sentence is I enjoy sleeping, especially on weekends. So, when we have this topic sentence in our mind, we are going to develop the enjoyment of sleeping, not other things. Okay? And then the second one, my favorite color is blue because it's calming. Is there any relationship with the topic sentence? No, ya tidak ada hubungannya. Dia tidak mendukung topik sentence-nya yang mengatakan saya menikmati tidur ketika weekend. Okay. Okay, so here paragraph 2 has more than one central idea. Okay, any questions so far? Okay.
What is the difference of each sentence and sentence?
Okay, good question. In a topic sentence, it has ideas. Okay, in every sentence, it has ideas. But in topic sentence, it should only one single ideas. Yeah, so central idea is the same meaning with main ideas. Yeah. Okay. Any other question? Okay. Next is still in group activity, and what you are going to do is make a paragraph by choosing one of these prompts. You can see in your worksheet. There are 3 prompts there. Number 1 is how technology affects learning. The second is the benefits of exercise for students. And the third is the negative impacts of fast food. Okay, first, you can brainstorm the ideas. You can discuss with your friends in group. And then make a draft topic sentence. And then the second one is develop 2 until 3 supporting sentences for each student. Jadi setiap mahasiswa berkontribusi dalam kelompok membuat 2 sampai 3 kalimat pendukung. Okay. And then write a concluding sentence. And after you have done with your works, each work will be exchanged with other groups and you give peer feedback. Okay? Can you do it in 30 minutes? Okay, time's up. You can submit your works. Okay, I will exchange each group to the other group. This is from first group to the third group. Okay, now please write down your topic sentence in the front of the class. It's your topic sentence, not other groups, okay? Silakan 2 orang maju ya. Wants to write Mbak Nadia? Okay. Okay, Nadia, you can write here. What happened? Okay, let's discuss together these 2 topic sentence. it comes from the same topic, the same prompt. The first is technology has significantly transformed the way students learn today. And the second one is many people, oh, this different prompt, yeah. Okay, the second one is from the second prompt. Many people like to consume fast food even though it's unhealthy. Okay, what do you think about this topic sentence? Okay, what you have to remember is a topic sentence need to. Okay, the first one is there is a topic, and the second one is controlling idea. The topic is, identify what the paragraph is about, and then the controlling idea is, the focus on why you are writing about the topics. Nah, jadi controlling idea-nya itu adalah ruang lingkup yang akan kita kembangkan dalam isi paragraf berdasarkan topik yang sudah kita buat. Okay. So, here let's analyze this. Which one is the topic and which one is the controlling idea? Here, the topic is here. Sampai mana? Until here. Okay. Yeah, the topic is technology. Here is the topic. Okay. Good, Mas Agam, ya. And then has, this is the controlling idea. Okay. Can you distinguish between the topic and controlling idea? The topic is the general one, ya. So that's the paragraph is about. Jadi ketika kita punya topik sentence seperti ini, maka topiknya adalah tentang teknologi. Nah, kemudian di controlling idea, teknologi yang bagaimana yang akan kita bahas, yaitu yang punya transformasi penting dalam cara belajar siswa, ya. So that's the controlling idea. Okay? Any questions so far? Okay, you have done with your peer feedback, and later on I'll check by myself and give your score. Okay? Okay, let's conclude this lesson today. Okay, can you mention what are the paragraph structure? Okay, topic sentence, supporting sentence, and concluding sentence. Okay, is there any question before we dismiss this meeting today? Okay, for assignment, you can read the exercise 4, that's individual practice. And you can submit your work in e-learning. Okay? Okay, that's all our meeting today. Hope that we can learn something new about paragraph. You can review after this. And okay, we meet in the next meeting with the new chapter. That is the characteristic of good paragraph. Okay, thank you for coming today. See you. Have a nice day. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.